noticed something different about me. I actually filmed the other several episodes way in advance and then started releasing them, and then I got really sick and tired of my long hair and I cut it all off. Who am I? I'm Mandy. I am the author of The Rise of Riverstone. It is book 1 in the historical fantasy series The Daughters of Riverstone. Book 2 is scheduled to release next year. Today is a very special chapter. It's chapter 9. Chapter 9 is the one we celebrate Ula's birthday in. Happy birthday! Ula, in the beginning of the story, is 13 years old. And when she celebrates her 14th birthday, she's unfortunately a servant. And so Laria is very sad because she usually makes a really big deal out of her sister's birthday, but she can't do that as a servant. So she's really, really sad and is just looking around going, what can I do for my sister's birthday? Even though her sister obviously isn't expecting anything, it's just enough for her that they're okay, but it's not enough for an awesome big sister like Laria. So thankfully her friend Riverstone comes to the rescue and tells her this story about his mother and an art project that she used to do. And we're going to do that today. It's craft day today here at the Welcome to Riverstone series. In The Rise of Riverstone, we are introduced to not only Pred, but the people who invade them. And they are from a country neighboring to the east, and that is Alano. And in their culture, eagles are very, very important. They form very strong bonds, but they also use their feathers for quill pens, and as Riverstone explains to Laria, they use it for art projects. Now, I, of course, don't have eagle feathers. I'm not Native American. It is illegal in the United States to possess eagle feathers if you are not a native tribe. So I have turkey feathers. But of course, black turkey feathers to help represent the black eagles of Alano. And we're going to paint some today. I did a little prepping ahead of time. I prepped them by spraying them with a workable fixative. If you're not familiar with that, it's something that you spray onto art. Usually like charcoal is what I've used it for, to preserve your art piece. But you can also, if you need to go back and change something, you can. I used Krylon, but you can probably use any kind of workable fixative. I sprayed my feathers front and back lightly with this and outside in a well-ventilated area, and I left the feathers outside to dry so that we all didn't die. I'm going to use acrylic paints. I just use these. Top Notch is the brand. You can use anything, obviously. I have my selection of paintbrushes. I believe we'll be using the little guys though most of the time. I have water. Now I've done some art in my time, but I've never been a really good sketcher. So the first step that we're going to do is outline it. We are going to use a light color, so I'm going to use white. We're going to put it on really thin. So once we have a basic outline, the next step is to just kind of block out colors. One tip they did give is to wait on like the darkest portions of it last, like the bright highlights and your dark shadows. So we're just going to kind of come in. Like I said, I've done some art in my time, but Laria is not an artist by any stretch of the imagination. So I was like, if she can do this, then surely I can get something. This is not easy. It's really difficult. I don't know if I expressed that enough times. like it. Like I'm never gonna get it to a spot where I'm like totally happy. Well, I definitely recommend letting it dry between layers because I was a what's it called when you can't wait for something? Impatient. Thanks, honey. I was being really impatient, which is not like me at all usually, but I didn't want to wait. So, and I'll put up actual pictures. This is what I got. I've drawn a lot of horses, and this was probably the most difficult horse that I've ever had to draw, just because of the way that the feather lies, and then finding a happy medium between the how wet the paint is. Anyway, thank you so much for playing with me today. If you would like to purchase The Rise of Riverstone, you can get it directly from my website, riverstonesaga.com. You can also find it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, IndieBound, Powell's, anywhere books are sold. Please follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I am also a Goodreads author, so please add The Rise of Riverstone to your TBR. Like and subscribe. Thank you so much for being here today.